All right, welcome to April 2018 Reiki call. I am glad you all are here. I'm Karen Harrison, and my website is www.karenharrison.net. I'm a licensed Reiki Master Teacher for the International Center for Reiki Training and the co-director of the Licensed Teacher Training Program. And for my job, I get to travel around the Midwest and teach Reiki in fun cities like Dallas, where I met Kealakatu, and Omaha, where I met Leslie. So it's a lot of fun. Anyway, welcome. Wanted to see if anyone would like to share how they have been using Reiki.
Well, I'll lead off. I use Reiki a lot. I use the spirit release a lot, and it seems to help no matter what problem somebody's having. Just to release negative energy. If a situation is really bothersome, I have found that the spirit release is very, very helpful just to release negative energy, if nothing else. And it's very successful, and it helps a lot of people, and that blesses me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wonderful. So you're talking about something that you learn in the Reiki Master level.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
yes, it was
we can talk about that. We can talk about all levels in here. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it was definitely the Reiki Master level.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Anybody else want to share? Okay, well, I will share. I am super grateful for the Reiki around my Dallas class, because a week before the class, I noticed that somehow the marketing emails for the class had failed to go out. Not a single email had gone out about the class. And anyway, I just asked a bunch of people for Reiki and ended up with 6 in Reiki 1 and 2. And 6 in Reiki Master. So I was super grateful for that. You know, Reiki is a great manifester.
Amen.
Yes, and you might want to know, how do you use Reiki to manifest? You just activate your symbols. You know, you can draw them on your hands. I like to pat them in. It's just kind of habit. You can draw the next symbol on your hand, and then the distance symbol on your hand, and any other symbols, or you can just hold your hands out and visualize the symbols on your hands. And then to manifest, just simply intend to send Reiki. For example, in manifesting my Dallas class, intending to send Reiki to manifest students for my Dallas class according to the highest good of all concerned. Whenever you're going to manifest anything, I always like to add for the highest good of all concerned, because Reiki only works with manifesting when it is going to be for everyone's best interest. You can't ever force somebody to fall in love with you or, win the lottery if that is not going to be for the highest good. So welcome, Elena. We're just taking a moment to check in and see if anyone would like to share how you've been using Reiki. And I'm wondering if you've been using Reiki on your son. I think he's been doing some different things lately.
Yeah, I've used it quite a bit, and he's doing really good. We just had like a program at school, and his teacher said he did a really good job. And she's just been complimenting him a lot lately, and she actually sent me like a private message and said she's proud of him. She doesn't know what he's done different, but he's just really been focused. So, and then our other child actually got a job recently at a bank. So that's good for her.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you were sending Reiki for her to get a job?
Oh, yes. I always I did send it for that, but I just kind of send it in general to her, whatever's best for her, because she has a lot of teenage issues and things like that going on. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yes, I sent a lot of Reiki to my daughter for her to get the right and perfect job in New York City, in Manhattan, and the right and perfect apartment and roommates. And, with the help of Angie, sending Reiki to all that too. Thank you very much, Angie. All that manifested. And she told me a couple of days ago, she's been doing contract work for her current company while, she's in a trial period. And she told me that they will be offering her a contract for a full-time job. So that should be showing up today, I think. So hopefully they're going to pay her a lot of money. That would probably hope.
That's wonderful.
Yes. So I'm grateful for that. Okay. Yeah, well, anybody else want to share? I know we used a lot of Reiki in that class in Dallas. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hi, this is Kyla.
Hi.
Hi. I actually ended up using Reiki, distant Reiki for my mom. She ended up going into the hospital the Saturday after the Dallas class.
Oh, no.
And they released her yesterday, but she was doing really well. She got there. They couldn't figure out how she was healing so fast.
Wow.
Yeah, the doctors and the nurses, they were like, yeah, we don't know what's going on. But come to find out, she has 2 ulcers, and they used a scope. It was like, but something's really weird. They're already healing themselves. So we don't know what's going on. So they released her to go home yesterday, which is kind of funny.
Fantastic.
Wow. Now
Wow.
that would be worthy of writing up and posting in the student Facebook group, as well as sending off to the Reiki News magazine, because
I will do. Yeah, it was. All I could do was just kind of smile and laugh. That was my first time of ever really trying to use it. So very nice. Yeah. So
Good for you.
doing great. Thank you.
Awesome. Way to go. Yeah, if you want to write it up and send it to me, I will send it on to William Rand.
Okay.
Because he really likes the medical things. So he
Yes.
likes to publish those in the Reiki News magazine.
I will definitely do that. Thank you.
Yeah. Boy, that's exciting. Oh, and what's your mom's name? Because we can all send her Reiki.
Her name is Rosie Garrett.
Okay. All right. I'm writing her name down.
Thank you.
Yeah. For everybody at the Reiki 2 level that has a Reiki box, you can put her name in the box and give Reiki to your box along with everyone else. And for those at the master level that have a Reiki crystal grid, you can power up your crystal grid and put her name in it. So that's what I'll be doing.
What was her last name, Karen?
Garrett.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, that's exciting. Anybody else? Okay. Well, I decided to change the format just a little bit tonight because I want to figure out how to turn this into a podcast. So I thought that we would do the discussion time first and then send Reiki at the end. Okay, as a little change. So the first thing that I want to do, I have some questions that people have sent me, to go over. But first, I want to see if any of you have any questions. So I want to discuss your questions first. Yes.
Surprise, surprise. First, I want to say hello to Elaine. I haven't seen her for a long time. Good to see you, Elena. Did you happen to catch on that show that you were on with Stephen? Vanderveer. Anyway, he's having some guy on there that practices Reiki, something with an R, RYKO or something like that. He's that kind of Reiki master.
Reiki
What's that?
Ryoho.
That's it. And it's he's been invited into several people's lineages, and I didn't quite get all that, but I'm not sure what that kind of Reiki is. So can you explain it, please?
Oh, Usui Reiki Ryoho. That just is Usui natural healing method.
Oh, okay. It just means it's not holy fire too.
Yeah, it's regular Usui Reiki.
Okay. I just didn't recognize that word. I know I'd seen it, but I wasn't sure, what it was he practiced. I guess he's written books, and he's supposed to be a big deal. People are inviting him into their lineage. I don't quite know how that would work, right? I mean, I thought our lineage is who we studied under, and it's right on the post. He's been invited into several lineages, and I'm like, how does that work?
I have no idea. I've not heard that concept before.
Okay, well,
lineages to me is kind of like, who you learned from, kind of like family tree is your
right, DNA, right. It's your Reiki DNA,
right? Something like that. Yes. Okay. Well, let me jump into some of the questions that I've gotten. And for that, trusty glasses. Okay. All right. Well, somebody wrote that sometimes she falls asleep when sending distance Reiki. And, Reiki is so meditative and relaxing that I fall asleep when in session more often than I'd like to confess. I'll wake up still holding my proxy. Sometimes it's an hour, other times it's in the morning. The question is, does the flow stop when I fall asleep, or do I keep sending? I don't deal or end the session right. I wonder if I put it into my intent that falling asleep is the end and seal. What do I do? And by the way, when that happens, my dreams get to a crazy level of vividness. So, I fall asleep plenty of the time when I'm sending distance Reiki. Now, if I'm getting paid to send distance Reiki, I am sure going to be intending to stay awake. That's different if you're being paid for it. But if, like at nighttime, a lot of what I used to do when my father was alive and struggling with prostate cancer, and my mother had her health condition. She's been in a power chair for a lot of years. I would get my Reiki doll and be laying in bed, and I would activate the distance Reiki. I'd place my hands on the doll and say, as I give Reiki to this doll, I'm giving Reiki to my dad and my mom. And then I would send it to my son too, who had epilepsy. So I would do that every night, and I did that, for, I don't know, several years. I would find that when I woke up, the Reiki would have stopped. Now, how do I know that? When the Reiki is flowing, my hands feel warm and tingly. And when I woke up, the flow I wouldn't feel that warmth and tingling anymore. So that would be a sign that it turned off. So then I would just activate the Reiki again and, send it and go back to sleep and hold the doll. Or another thing that you can do that's super easy, just place your hands on yourself and say, as I give Reiki to myself, I'm also sending Reiki to my dad, my mom, and my son. That's another easy thing to do. You can just do that with yourself, whatever is most comfortable. Now, okay, what about ending the session? I guess then in the morning, the best thing to do would be to disconnect. Do your Kinyoku, brush, 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 brush. But I wouldn't, worry about that at night. So any questions or comments about that? Have any of you tried sending Reiki at night when you were sleeping?
I will admit I have fallen asleep, especially, if I'm just overtired. Again, never when I was being paid to or whatever, just on my own. Or I got a call in the middle of the night, there's an emergency. I really don't know. I'm like you. When I woke up, my hands were not tingly. So I kind of think, I ended the session. But I've had a few friends in crisis that I would get calls in the middle of the night, and I would just I'd just be so tired. I just couldn't do a whole lot. So I would take the Reiki doll to bed with me, and I would actually hold on to it, and pray and send Reiki. And I would say, if I fall asleep, let the prayers continue to help and whatever. So I don't know if the Reiki continued or not, or for how long. But I don't think it's uncommon if you're really exhausted, especially if you get interrupted your sleep or whatever, that you might fall asleep. And I'm like you, if you're not being paid for it, it's your intentions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take, God doesn't need 30 minutes. If it's an emergency, your intentions. But I think it's an interesting question. I was kind of curious how you would answer that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad you did. I've wondered the same thing. So thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and her comment about having vivid dreams, yes, you can have more vivid dreams when you're sending Reiki at night. And yeah, so I mean, I no longer do that, sending Reiki all night long. I mean, that can be lovely, but it can also be, I don't know, maybe just perhaps not quite as restful at times as, just sleeping. So unless, I've got a friend or family member that has an urgent need, I will just tend to focus on sending Reiki during the day. Okay, the next question is, a woman said that she'd been teaching a few Holy Fire 2 Reiki 1 and 2 classes, and each time I teach, I end up with severe headaches during the classes. It's hard to teach when I feel so bad. Can you offer any suggestions? I wonder if this means I shouldn't be an instructor, or that I need to improve something in my lifestyle. So what I wrote to her is, when you develop headaches, when you are teaching a Reiki class or in a Reiki class that you didn't start off with, it is usually a sign that you're not grounded enough. Maybe your lower chakras aren't clear. The energy is not flowing all the way through your body. It's pooling in your head. And when there's too much energy pooling in your head, that creates pressure and tension and feels uncomfortable. So you need to ground. How do you ground? Inhale earth energy up on an inhale. Exhale heaven energy down. Inhale earth up. Exhale heaven down. Inhale earth up. Exhale heaven down. Inhale earth up. Heaven down. And then end with inhaling up to the belly. And exhale. Okay, that is one way to ground. You can also use things like hematite necklace and onyx necklace. Sometimes I've even taken the necklace and put it on my head. Okay, so this is not a necklace, it's a bracelet, but I would just put it put it on my head, if I just felt my head needed more grounding. There's also essential oils that can help you ground. Any of the tree oils like pine, spruce, fir, juniper, cedarwood, all of those are great for grounding, and you can put them on the bottoms of your feet. You can put a few drops in the palm of your hands. And take a few deep breaths. You know, that'll help you ground. You can give Reiki to your knees. You know, just activate whatever symbols you know. Place your hands on your knees and give Reiki with the intention of grounding. You can also give Reiki to your feet. You know, bend over, touch your feet, or just beam Reiki to your feet. Now, you might wonder, how do you beam Reiki to your feet? You hold your hand up and you aim it in the direction of your feet. That's it. That's pretty simple. You know, some other ways to ground. You can go outside and hug a tree, or, you know, walk on the ground barefoot, spend a little time in nature. On Monday night at my Reiki circle at Unity Church of Overland Park, in honor of Earth Day, we all went outside and spent about 10 minutes outside just giving Reiki to trees and rocks and bushes. And, you know, people commented how calming it was, because it helps to, you know, bring your focus and attention back, you know, in that very calming space. And then in moderation, you can eat dark chocolate. Okay. Or how about some root vegetables? Munch on that carrot. Chew some beets up, you know. Chew up some ginger roots. You know, that ought to be good. Potatoes, you know, meat, drink some water. And, you know, just work on giving Reiki to your lower chakras, because sometimes if you're having trouble, you know, with the energy pooling in your head, it's because you're too much of a mental person. You're thinking too much. All the energy is here and it's not distributed throughout the rest of your body.
Yeah.
So, you know, what do? Intend to send that energy down to your root chakra. Now, intend to send it to your second chakra. You know, get it into those lower chakras. In the Reiki Masterclass, we have a Reiki moving meditation, and that one is really super for grounding. You know, another thing you can do is get it with a partner. I mean, you can do it yourself, but it's kind of fun to have a partner do it. You activate your Reiki, and then you take your hands, palms flat to the earth, and you intend to come through your energy field. And here, this is where it's easier if someone else is doing it. Down the sides and down to the ground. And then you have one hand in front of you and one hand behind you. And you intend to send that energy down, down to the ground. You know, grounding it all the way down. Okay, yes.
Maybe it would help the lady with the headaches. I'm just going to ask your opinion on what comes to my mind is maybe she's having it like regularly during the classes. Maybe she should clear her chakras. You know, herself. It doesn't take but a minute. And, you know, if she doesn't even want to check them, that's fine. Just make sure all her chakras are open before she started the class or whatever. What do you think about that? That might open everything to come down easier.
Yes, I was thinking about that. I have a meditation that I pass out in my class called Spinning the Chakras. And it's basically taking a moment to focus on each chakra, starting with the root, and intending it to spin it clockwise, like that, like you're looking at a clock on the wall. And you just intend to spin it and have it open, clear, and balanced. You know, so like at the root chakra, you would envision a red ball of light and intend to spin it. Open, clear, and balance. And then you'd move up to the next one, the second chakra, orange, in the pelvic bowl, and intend to spin it. You know, open, clear, and balance. And then on up to the solar plexus, yellow, spin it, open, clear, and balance. Heart chakra, green, open, clear, and balance. Spin the green ball of light. The throat chakra, sky blue, spin it, open, clear, and balance. The brow chakra, indigo, spin it, open, clear, and balance. And the crown, depending on what you're reading, purple, white, gold, spin that, open, clear, and balance. Okay, good questions. Well, hey, guess what? Now it's time to send Reiki. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate all the Reiki symbols that you know, and we're going to intend to send Reiki to everyone on this call and to your Reiki requests, like including Kyla's mother, Rosie, I think. Hopefully I got that. Rosie, yes. And also to everyone that watches this call later, because I'll be posting this on my YouTube account. So I'm going to just begin with a prayer, and let's intend to power ourselves up, first, drawing the holy fire symbol or the power symbol over our chakras, and then a small one at each chakra going all the way up. And if people are watching this call that don't yet have Reiki, you can just intend to activate love energy and intend to send love energy. Or you can just sit back and enjoy receiving the energy. And then power up your hands. You can draw the symbols or visualize them. I felt good. Now I'm just going to begin with a prayer. Father, Mother God, sweet Holy Spirit, we are grateful for this time to connect and share Reiki with each other. We intend that everyone is receiving a deep healing, and that this healing is helping them for their highest good, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. We intend to send Reiki to everyone that is on this call and who watches this call for the highest good of all concerned. We intend to set our personalities and egos aside to be a clear and open channel, only the highest and holiest Reiki energy. Thank you, God. Amen. Okay. All right. Now you can just sit back and, you can place your hands like Angie and, beam it. You can place your hands on your lap and, just intend to send distance Reiki to each other, whatever you like. And we'll do that for 25 minutes. And then just a little bit before 8, I'll bring us back and we'll close. Okay. Okay, so let's bring that to a close. That was awesome. So now I suggest we disconnect. You know, do your Kinyoku, brush, brush, brush. You know, brush, brush, brush. Releasing that. Boy, that felt really amazing. I feel a lot more centered and peaceful now. Anybody else want to share how you're feeling?
That was very amazing. I could feel the waves of energy kind of coming down all through my body to my feet. Just feel really relaxed, like the time just went away. And hi, Angie.
Yeah, that was, I know, waves of energy. I kept nodding off, trying to stay awake. Like, oh, I felt so relaxed.
I kept feeling my usual tingly fingertips. And the kitty actually came over and sat next to me. So she's usually not at all wanting to have anything to do with me, but she came over and laid down and fell asleep. So I think
Well, that's cool. Your cat likes Reiki.
I guess so.
It's very common.
Cool. So your kitty normally isn't too friendly? Is that what you're saying?
Friendly. She just doesn't want it's on her own terms, that's all.
Yeah,
So,
that's a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
So, but she's resting really well right now.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I haven't set the date for next month, but it's usually sometime in about the third week of the month because that's the week I don't have Reiki Circle at Unity Church of Overland Park. But we'll see. Let's see. I'm going to Oklahoma City. So, all right. Watch out for the date. It'll be announced. I try to remember to stick it in the Reiki Facebook page, and I have an email list just for Reiki Call. And for those that have signed up on my specific Reiki Call email list, then I send you the recording. Otherwise, you can find the recording on my YouTube channel at Karen Harrison WLC, which is short for Whole Life Center. I also posted on my website at www.karenharrison.net. Okay, getting some grounding, Angie?
Actually, I got my hit of valor. I just love that valor, and sometimes I just, I get kind of wound up with the Reiki, so I'm just trying to chill out for our meeting,
Yeah. Okay.
And Elena, I'm sorry I wasn't ignoring you. I was talking to you, and I realized I was muted. So sorry. Great to see you, and I'll be sending you some more Reiki, whatever. I've just been very busy.
Oh, you too. I'll send you a message.
Okay, great.
All right. Okay. Well, love and blessings to you all. Thank you so much for joining me. It was great to have you here, and hope to see you next month. Send in your questions in the meantime.
Thank you, Karen. Namaste.
Okay. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.